Hey everyone, I'm back and I've got my Pocophone F1, and what I'd like to do in this video is summarise my thoughts as to why I believe the Pocophone F1 is the best value smartphone of 2018 by a big margin. Now, this whole video is going to be recorded with the front camera of the Pocophone F1 at 1080p at 30 frames per second, and what you're hearing, courtesy of Isa, what you're hearing is the default microphones of the Pocophone F1. So I'm not using an external microphone, I'm not using a lavalier mic or a shotgun mic. What you're hearing is what you'll get if you record with the Pocophone F1. Now, if you want a detailed look at what the phone can do in performance and all that, check out my other videos. I'll leave links below. I've did unboxings, I've did a look at the user interface, I've did camera tests and video tests showing the nighttime performance and all that, so check all that out. So, about the phone. Well, I guess I have to talk about price. This phone is the cheapest thing ever. I can't believe how cheap it is. I actually paid $284 for the 128GB version. The 64GB version is now down to £250. £250 delivered to the UK. And obviously that's about €300, $350. I don't know what the exchange rate is right now, but this phone is, it's unbelievably cheap, and it's about, the next cheapest phone up, you're probably talking like maybe the Mi 8, you can maybe get a little bit cheaper at maybe €400 or something, but it's a good €100 to €200, $200 cheaper than any other phone with the same performance. This has got a Snapdragon 845, it's got an Adrenal 630. I believe the phone camera on it, the camera for the front and the back, it's maybe not going to get the Camera of the Year award, but I believe it's pretty good as well. And sorry, I'm just paying attention to eyes in the background wandering around. So yeah, as far as how this compares to other phones out there, this will give you the same performance as other phones out there that are perhaps 400, 500, all the way up to 1000 and above. If you're thinking about an iPhone, you're going to get a similar performance in my opinion. And you have to talk about price. This is one of my annoying, this is one of the things that annoys me about a lot of YouTube videos, is they will say a phone like the Pocophone F1 sucks in comparison to another phone, despite the other phone costing 4 times as much. I really do think you have to talk about price. But that out of the way, even if this was double the price, it would still be a phone that a lot of people would recommend, and it would be an easy phone to recommend. The only really phone I would maybe choose over this would probably be the OnePlus 6 or the OnePlus 6T, which is coming out. But the OnePlus 6T, which is coming out, is removing the headphone jack. This phone, in addition to having a 4000 mAh battery, it does have a headphone jack. Now, I'm not going to say audio performance is the best. The speakers are, acceptable in my opinion. Audio quality is acceptable. I'm not saying you're going to get, like Bose stereo sound through the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, but it's, as you would expect, it's pretty good. So yeah, there's a lot of things to love about this. I've just been really impressed with the battery life, which granted is a little bit early to speak about because I've only had the phone a week or so, but the battery life so far, Isa, you want to go this way? The battery life so far has been very, very impressive, and for a 4000 mAh battery, it's got Quick Charge 3 as well. I think that so far it's been really good, but hopefully this is something that will continue. I've not had a major problem with the user interface. Oh, nice. What were you waiting for there? Say hello. I've had no problems with the user interface. I don't think it's so you want to play. I don't think anyone will have any problems. Oh, you're a big kid. You see, I'm trying to do a video here. So I think the user interface is really good. Battery life is good. The phone, as far as the microphones go, as far as talking goes, it seems okay. I've not had anyone complain on the phone. Obviously I can't hear it at the other end. I've not heard any problems my side. The only time I had a problem hearing one of my friends on the phone and was when he was driving, and it was because he was using the Bluetooth in his car, so it obviously wasn't the phone. The actual signal quality, sometimes I've noticed it being a little bit weird, where there was one pub I was in with my friends in Glasgow, and I didn't get any signal, but it still showed 4G. But at the same time, when I'm down at the gym, there's like an older part of the gym that I go to, and there's an older room where I just never get a signal. With my old phone, I get zero signal ever, but now I seem to get like a bar or two, which is a major improvement, going from zero internet to, you know, just enough to get connected to the internet. Not that I checked, you know, my phone that much in the gym anyway, but I did notice that when I picked up my phone, I was checking WhatsApp, I noticed that I did have a bar or two there. So, I mean, I don't know what that means, because it was showing that the 4G signal was there in Glasgow and it wasn't. Maybe that was, you know, I don't know what was going on there. But I definitely think in other areas it does seem to suggest that the antenna is picking up a stronger signal. So, but in that regard, I don't have any complaints. But really, guys, if you're looking for a smartphone this year and you want the best bang for your buck, I think that everyone should be considering the Pocophone F1. It really is cheap. Now, the only downside to this that I can really think of right now, and it is a downside, I'm not going to say it isn't a downside, is that you have to order it from China. There isn't anyone in the UK right now that sells it. Now, there are some European websites springing up. There was a Pocophone France website. Hopefully in the future we will see a UK website as well. But right now we don't have that. But there are some European countries that do have a Pocophone website. So I would order from them. I would order it locally. Ordering from China, you are taking a little bit of a risk, I'm not going to lie. Now, I went through eGlobal, and I'm not, you know, I'm saying that I ordered from eGlobal because that's what I ordered, but that is certainly not an endorsement. I don't think they're a good company. Their customer service is non-existent. Their website says that they have a 2-year warranty, but if you look at any reviews online, everyone says that when you actually try to claim the warranty, when you tell them about any problems, then they're not the most helpful. So there is that risk element, and if that's something that worries you about, you know, maybe a year down the line or 6 months down the line the phone isn't working correctly, then maybe you should spend a little bit extra and get something like the OnePlus locally. It really depends on your aversion to risk. Personally, with the savings that I made, I was more than happy to take the risk, and I was ordering via PayPal. So, you know, if there was any problems, PayPal would have handled it. I might have not got my money back for a month or two, but, you know, I would have got it eventually. So that is one downside. It's not been picked up by most major carriers in Europe anyway. But hey, last year I bought a phone at £600 and the battery lasted 6 months before it was decimated and I was getting terrible battery life. We need to remember now that phones are becoming disposable items because the batteries can't be replaced. So for me, it wasn't a major problem, and I would be happy to buy the F2 or whatever the next phone is called. So you know already that I like the Pocophone F1. I've made that clear in this video and in other videos. But I don't think it is the phone of the year. I don't think it is. And I know that without even testing the other phones. It doesn't have NFC. It doesn't have the ability to display full HD 1080p on the Amazon app or the Netflix app. And apparently that can't be resolved because it's a hardware issue. But for me, those things aren't deal breakers. And you know, I think if you look at the phone of the year and disregard price, you're probably going to be talking about the Samsung S9, the Note 9, perhaps the OnePlus 6, or perhaps the OnePlus 6T, which is coming out soon. We've still got the Google Pixel 3 to come out, and we still have another Huawei Pro phone to come out as well. So there's 2 Huawei Pro phones that could be considered the phone of the year. And of course you've got the iPhones. But all those phones that I'm talking about, you know, the OnePlus is perhaps another 200, but the other phones that I mentioned there are all like 3 times the price, and I really don't think those phones justify the price jump. For me, price is always a big factor when looking at a phone. I think that the Pocophone F1 does the majority of what most people are looking for in a good phone. I'm happy with the camera. I think the video quality is good as well, and I'm very happy with the price. I mean, you can pick up the 64GB version for £250 delivered. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So I'm very happy with the phone. And whether you want to buy the Pocophone F1 or not, it's up to you. But I think if you're looking for the best value phone of 2018, you should be considering the Pocophone F1. Thanks for watching, guys. Please do check out my other videos that I've did about the Pocophone F1 to get a better understanding of what this phone can do and what it can't do. Leave a comment below and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Cheers, guys.